He is now streaming. No more creepy intros. Schmeepy schminchmiel. That's what I was just about to say. It was a long fucking intro. I mean, this is safe now, boy. Can't have that. Spigs, no nos. Peter, no square. Your no square. Not just anybody's. Not just a no square. Your no squares. Oh, might have to give it a try. For free. Always for free. Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to see if I can fucking. I already told you when I was at work. I'm gonna see if I can only do like a small ass short shift on fucking Friday. 'Cause fuck that, dude. I'm trying to go to my sister's. Door hinge? You know the screen's still black, right? Or do you know that? Magic schmo. And your voice audio was not included. You're on your VR? Oh, because you switched it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm catching on board. Catching on board. Catching on board.
You can turn off certain hiding spots. What?
What do you mean?
It's supposed to make it difficult so you can turn off different hiding areas, like where I could hide underneath the tables and shit.
That's cheating.
Even put on permadeath.
Perm death?
Permadeath, so if I die, I have to restart.
Fuck that.
I don't know, I think I might have to try the nightmare mode, the hardest one. And then you get something to see.
Let me see something.
It's gonna be very hard.
Very, very,
Mm-hmm. We're already
very,
getting
very.
bullshit before. Just not imagine it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, you're right. Amino.
Oh, shield.
Oh, it's working. Now I can see you in the cars.
Oh yeah. Let's unpack up real quick.
Me too, that's literally what I'm doing.
You started without me, Peter. Making me cry.
I started. Hey, dude, listen. If I decided to fucking. You should be happy I didn't tell you when I already started. You, everyone just yells at me all the time. I never could take my
I
time.
didn't yell at you. I said I was gonna cry.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to hurt
Yeah,
my
yeah.
feelings.
You hurt my fucking feelings. Everyone has my fucking feelings. All the
No.
time.
Oh, you do a good job, Peter.
I'd go quick. Fuck you, don't laugh at me. I go quick. Fuck you. I try so hard. Fuck off. It's never good enough. Oh,
Sing it, Beta.
whoa, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa. I know you love me. I know you care. Just shout whenever, and I'll be
Sing it,
there.
Beta. Oh yeah, Beta.
I'll pour you out my heart, and we will never, ever, ever. Just shout whenever, and I'll be there.
Oh yeah, Beta.
I'll pour you out my heart, we will never, ever. Thing's tweaking. I gotta restart it.
Oh shit.
Just shout whenever, and I'll be there.
Oh yeah, Beta.
I'll pour you out my heart. Thing's tweaking. I gotta restart it.
Oh shit.
Just shout whenever, and I'll be there. I'll pour you out my heart.
You're just rewatching it over there?
No, this is my fuck off. It got caught in its own loop.
Oh shit.
Cause I'm watching it on my phone. I'm on the Discord on my mic, so it like literally hears it. Wait, so Porridge, when all that happened earlier and fucking, what happened to like the girl that was supposed to come get the dog?
No clue.
Really? She just never showed up?
Yeah.
Oh. And then all of a sudden your mom just told you that, what the dude was saying?
Yeah. Well, my
Pretty
mom
good.
called him up to like have him take her, so that they want to try to come here and take her.
And then that's when he was like, guy.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking something.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually do get her. Cause did he come by with the papers?
He said Friday he will.
Oh, Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the least he could fucking do. Give you the damn dog.
That's true. But then the job will have a pet.
Job will have a yeah. It's the least he could do is give you a damn dog after putting you through this bullshit. Get your mom caught up. Well, catching himself up, fucking idiot. You know what I mean. I'm not talking about this.
Yeah.
On the screens. No screen talks right now.
Don't
You are my
worry,
heart.
just be happy.
Oh, it is bored.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be happy, brother.
I'm not trying to be a happy boy, and now I just have happy thoughts.
Boy is a good boy.
I wouldn't go that far.
What do you mean? You're a good boy.
Mm.
He's a good boy, boy. He's a good boy.
I am not no damn dog, Peter.
You're about to have a dog. You are what you have. You are what you eat.
call me a pussy, sir.
No. You don't need food.
You don't eat the fupa, then what do you eat?
No, I say, you don't need the food. I'm a Poopa Namba.
I don't know.
I'm professional, actually. And I have proof.
It's not what they tell me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Because this is what they tell me.
Mm-mm.
If you look on Snap, you'll see what they tell me.
Are you sending me porn?
Damn near.
It's not allowed. That is unholy, Peter.
What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't even looked at it.
I don't have to look at it to know your intentions.
No, just a good Fupa number. I'm literally a professional, Joey.
I don't know.
What the hell are you eating over there?
Nothing.
Yeah? Sounds like eating science, George. Ooh, this lighter's too hot. Lighter's hot, hot.
She said that you're not good at eating pooner. Excuse me. We are doing the Fnaf pita. You go to sleep over there?
Hey, bro.
Hello?
Hear you now.
Oh shit.
The hell was that? Could you hear me?
No. First thing I heard from him.
Thank you. Thank you. Run this phone on the charger. You gotta hit your bong cord or no?
No. No, God, you doing?
I'm just gonna have a drink. Blow a nostril. Have a drink. Oh, fuck. I have my lighter. Yep. Do I have my bowl? Nope. I don't know where the fuck that is. Still got good eyes up close. Holy shit. Still kinda. I saw my all black bowl on an all black table with like no lights on. You ready to hit this motherfucker, boy? Get it going, brother.
gotta get in the best standing of the hardest thing.
Surfboard. Yeah. I grab the charger for my headset. Mr. Dorhan.
Mr. P.
Oh yeah. Oh man, brother. Oh, I know. I gotta get back to my phone. I'm taking a fat shit right now. I literally just got caught reading the toilet paper thing. Like one of those fucking. You're sitting in the thing, you start reading shit.
Yeah.
Mr. Dorhan.
Mr. P.
Hey, bro.
Oh, wow.
Au revoir. Au revoir, nigger. Au revoir, nigger.
What you thinking?
Heck yeah, man. We call him Dorhan.
You watching the thing or you doing shit?
Nah, I'm literally just getting to my phone right now.
Oh shit.
Turn my alarms off before they go off in like fucking 5 hours, 4 hours. Is it supposed to be frozen like this, Joey? What's my shit too? Huh? You got 4 people watching right now, dude. Try to get this on the road. Finish meme. They're just hanging out. Motherfucker keeps just putting his arms out like, hey, how you doing? We got 5 now.
I gotta find chicken This wants to be aircraft. Fucking slamming doors. I don't want to follow you. Like, what if I just join them in here?
You got 8 now, dude.
What?
You got 8 viewers.
Oh, the door's locked. Damn. Why do you have to make us so bad? Nah. So I don't know about the hardest difficulty, because the hardest one puts you on perm death.
Oh yeah, the perm death.
But yeah, I didn't realize that shit. That means I gotta reset the whole fucking beginning part.
Hey, try it. See how it is. Into the pit.
It sounds beyond terrifying. So I don't want to do a perm death. I'm gonna try skipping real quick back through there. And then go play hide and seek with these fuckers.
Hide and sneak. Hide and sneak. They're not so scary.
Yes, critter.
This game was what? Yeah, it is kind of a short game.
Shit, what am I See if I can kick this kid's
I think you can.
No,
I got face board.
I already fucked up.
My fucking mic died. I was struggling to plug it to fucking.
Oh shit. He's trying to touch my nose.
Oh my god, he scared the shit out of me. I was not ready for that fucker to be there. Like, yeah, come here, come with me.
Just slammed the damn door. Leave the happy birthday sign down.
Not this time, door hinge. Maybe next time.
Dude, Sky half-heartedly attempts to do this while screaming it out with her mom. Only problem is, she decided to leave out the part about seeing, hearing, and feeling as if it were the right headspace to perform. They're gonna tell you to get some fresh air and try goat yoga. But if you tell them that you're actively losing your ability to interpret reality, they'll probably get the idea. Unfortunately,
Oh shit.
Sky herself hasn't even accepted the severity of the situation. So of course she's still gonna speak at the highly publicized charity event this evening. I'm sure that'll go
It
just
probably would have
fine.
been better for me to leave it nice.
No, stay away from me.
Might have been a better idea, but it is what it is.
Well, okay. I know
what
Sky
evidence
couldn't
would you feel
possibly
that was
know
so
this. If she had hit that old bat just a little bit harder, it would have saved her quite a bit of trouble. Granted, yes, it would have also created a ton of new problems and probably destroyed her career, but at least she'd be alive. The only good news here is that the disaster hit hard enough for her to finally realize that she's got a major problem, and wouldn't you know it, Sky's secret admirer picked this exact moment to stop dropping breadcrumbs and actually give her something useful. Desperate to learn more about the situation, Sky agrees to meet the stranger at a local dive bar. It is here that our mysterious messenger, Morris, informs her about the issue and what she can expect. Apparently, he's been tracking its progress ever since his brother swallowed a crowbar. This ultimately led to Lewis's apartment.
Already said fuck you.
The man's mangled remains and Sky's messages on his cell phone. The way he sees it, the only way to stop the curse, or demon, or whatever the hell this thing is to kill the host before they can pass it on the old-fashioned way. That's right. He wants to kill Sky, but only just technically, you see. It turns out the guy is an ER nurse, and because of this, he believes that he can safely stop our hero's heart long enough to purge the parasite before bringing her back from the brink. Now, there's just one problem with this particular brand of madness this guy is spewing. You're not dead just because your heart stopped beating. Sure, some might call you clinically dead, but that just means that you've lost all circulation. No, you're only dead once you're dead. For, you see, death is not some arbitrary line in the sand that you can step back across. Death is the final, total, and irreversible cessation of all life in a once-living creature.
Very
That means
easy.
that if your heart stops on the operating table and the doctors manage to restart it,
Oh, I got
then you
better.
didn't actually die at all. Now, the medical staff might have declared you dead at one point, but that's only because they were pretty sure that you were gone for good. And if something occurred that caused you to resuscitate, all it means is that they were mistaken. Hell, even if you subscribe to the whole flat line equals death model portrayed in fiction, this guy's plan still doesn't make any sense. There's been countless cases in which somebody's heart temporarily stopped beating while their mind remained active, leading to visions of things that many interpret as signs of an afterlife. Well, okay, where does this thing live? Inside your mind. So if your mind remains active, then why would it go away? Furthermore, it's clear that he intends to restart Sky's heart before she experiences brain death, which is what many would describe as the point wherein somebody is truly dead. So, if the whole idea is to bring Sky back before brain death occurs, and the mind is in the brain, and the demon is in the mind, then again, there's no reasonable way this should actually work. No, Sky is absolutely right to try and get away from this wacko, because the only way that his plan can realistically work is if he just kills her and calls it a day.
It never gets any easier!
I mean, how can she even be sure that that's not what he's planning to do anyway? Oh, yeah, the only way I could stop the demon curse thing is to kill you. But don't worry, I'll totally bring you back from the dead. Pinky swear, get out of here. Also, during the meeting, Sky doesn't have much time left before the thing takes total control over her actions, which naturally raises the question of why it took him 3 whole days to send a coherent text message. Sure, I can see how he might not want to scare her into blocking him right off the bat.
Yeah, blame him.
But starting with something as cryptic as, were you in Louis Frigoli's apartments last night? Could easily have crossed that line. Instead, as soon as he realized Sky was it, he should have sent her something like this. Sky, I'm a friend of Louis. I know he fully demonetized himself right in front of you. If you're seeing and hearing things that aren't there, which she already was by the time you first
You gotta find somewhere for it.
There's nowhere for me to hurt. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. I popped up.
Than a bowl of Cheerios.
Ah, fuck,
At this point, it'll be
Dorhan.
nearly impossible to communicate with them or convince
I
them
blame
to
you,
act in
Dorhan.
any meaningful way. This means that the only way that you'll have any chance of stopping the demon is if you get their attention immediately. In any case, all that matters now is that we know enough about the situation to start working backwards in the hopes of finding any breaks in the chain. I mean, if Rose and Joel could do this, Sky and Morris could too, right? Well, maybe. It wasn't explicitly stated in the first movie whether Joel's police access is what allowed him to find out about the survivor. But either way, it's worth a shot. As for why Sky didn't think to try this, what other choice does she have? Right now, her only known options are die, or pretend to die, and then die because that didn't work. So she might as
Holy
well run on Morris for
guacamole.
everything that he knows about the current chain. If she gets lucky and learns about the survivor, it should be fairly easy for her to figure out what he did right. From there, all she has to do is mask up and nail some poor unsuspecting rando in a convenience store while the cashier's watching. After all, plenty of terrible things go unsolved in New York City, and with no known target, this could easily be one of them. However, if Sky is feeling poetic, she could browse her DMs until she finds a couple potential stalkers delusional enough to leave their contact info. She would then buy a burner phone, contact the individuals, and invite 2 of them to a predetermined location. I would try altering my appearance through the use of heavy makeup and baggy clothing before seeking out a motel.
Clearly.
Once the
Kinda fuck you
spot
over.
is locked down, Sky would instruct the creepazoids to arrive an hour or so apart from one another, thereby giving her time to subdue the first one before moving on to the next. Of course, given this is New York City, acquiring firearms on such short notice could
Gotta
prove
check this room
difficult,
first.
although it's
Oh,
certainly
say, you might want to get that going.
That said, a large knife, rope, duct
Hmm.
tape, goggles, gloves, face masks, and pepper spray could all be easily obtained on her way to the meetup location, and should prove reasonably effective, so long as she chooses her marks carefully. No hulking gym bros, no gun guys, no martial arts practitioners, just to name a few. With everything in place, she'll simply wait on the first one to arrive, bag him, wait on the second, bag him, and then ask them both to pick a number between 1 and 1,000. Demon purged. Now, this is a pretty hasty plan, and there's a number of ways in which it could go wrong. For example, one of the creepers Sky draws in could show up with a group intent on launching an ambush of their own. And obviously, there's the possibility that no one falls for her plan in the first place. But at least in the latter case, she could always fall back on plan A. Unfortunately, Sky decides she's had enough of all the demon talk, and instead comes up with a different plan. By the looks of it, our hero seems to think that she can pack up and leave fast enough to outrun her own mind. So I guess we'll see how that goes. What she never could have expected is that her loyal team of backup dancers would be planning a surprise party to help her cheer up, and they even brought her something to eat. Surprise! Well, that's the end of her. I mean, we all know what happens after the demon pulls a Hugo Stieglitz. Then again, maybe not. Sometime later, Sky wakes
Yes,
up
sir,
in a
attaboy,
high-end
guacamole.
private hospital. According to her mother, she was found unconscious in her apartment, apparently having suffered a mild concussion. But on the positive side, now Sky gets to spend a whole day lying horizontal on someone else's deathbed. After all, she needs to be well rested by the time of tomorrow's pre-show, or else what'll become of the two? Yes, it seems that despite the speech at the charity gala and the shortly thereafter, Sky's record label still intends to throw her out on stage. What's even more surprising is that her mom is totally okay with this. Moreover, the second Sky dares to suggest calling off the show, old mommy dearest comes completely unglued. Literally to the point that she's forced to visit the nearby mirror and to begin furiously reapplying her makeup. Yeah, I gotta say, that's quite a lot of blush, Miss Riley. Also, it looks like you might have popped out one of your eyeballs. But hang on, wait, the demon is in Sky's head, not her mom's, which means this couldn't possibly be happening right now. Okay, phew. For a second there, I thought they were tossing us a curveball. Nah, turns out it was just Sky losing control and violently slashing her mother to pieces. Seriously though, this is by all accounts very bad. And the way Sky sees it, things will get a whole lot worse if she doesn't make her way to Morris. First things first though,
Yeah,
she needs to
Dorian.
find a way out of the hospital. Lucky for her, Joshua left a large hooded sweatshirt that she can use to hide the bloodstains on her hospital gown. Well, most of them anyway. Honestly, she might as well ditch the gown altogether. The hoodie by itself doesn't seem long enough to fully cover her down below, but she could probably find a towel in the bathroom to wrap around her. It's not covering up, but anyone with eyes can clearly see 10 inches of blood soaked fabric dangling out in front of her. That's what to do Sky stay is in New York. Can hold someone for 48 hours if a psychiatrist determines that they have a mental illness that makes them a threat to themselves or others. Thing is, Sky was unconscious this whole time, so unless a decision could be made based on the testimony of her mother, they have no legal right to keep her there. Of course, with Sky being visibly covered in blood, that changes things. As the moment she's seen approaching the exit, she'll likely be swarmed by nurses and orderlies frantically trying to assess her condition. Knowing this, I would try pulling a fire alarm to create a distraction. It won't cause a total evacuation, as hospitals tend to employ fire doors and a more defend-in-place type approach until the fire gets out of control.
Oi.
But it could get the rent-a-cop looking
broke
the
the
other
fucking
way
TV.
long enough for us to make our escape.
Gotta go buy a new
Aside
one,
from that,
George.
She could also try finding an
on the higher
emergency
difficulties,
exit,
I can
although
only use
that would
those things
greatly
once, it looks
increase the
like.
risk of her bumping into somebody that notices all the blood.
This is gonna be a
Ultimately,
challenge,
That's
Peter.
exactly what happens. But as we come to find out, Sky ain't about to go quietly. Bro, it's called a level 3 retention holster. I can't wait to see the look on your boss's face when you tell him an escaped patient who just wasted her own mother took your gun and then proceeded to steal a car with it. That said, I don't see her getting very far, as she just pulled 2 stars in a city with some of the worst traffic in the United States. As a matter of fact, she almost didn't even make it down the block, as according to her friend Gemma, Sky doesn't even know how to drive. Oh yeah, Gemma's here now. She conveniently appeared outside the hospital with coffee right as Sky was running out, and now she's just agreed to commit grand theft auto alongside someone she hadn't spoke to in over a year. What a great friend. So anyway, now that we have a getaway driver, I guess, we can reach out to Morris and arrange a meeting. However, there is one thing that we should probably address beforehand. How can we be sure that the dude was ever even real in the first place? Honestly, with how often Sky's been hallucinating, I don't think it's possible for her to be 100% sure about anything anymore. But I guess it couldn't hurt to check the picture that she snapped of Morris last night, just in case he turned out to be a weirdo. If the picture's empty or doesn't exist, then we know she just imagined it. And at that point, she's probably toast. Otherwise, she could also try looking up her tags on social media to check whether videos or pictures of them together are popping up online. Back at the bar, we saw a bunch of fans approach her with their phones out, and I gotta believe most of them were already recording. What do I think? I think Morris is, or at least was, real. As if the smile demon is sentient, it wouldn't make sense for it to explain itself and its potential weaknesses to a current host. But that's just a theory. So, yeah, guess we'll find out when we get there. That is, if we get there, as a sudden phone call reveals Sky isn't exactly in
Gotta
good
get
company
going,
right
boy.
now. It's Gemma, and according to her, they haven't spoken once since their last falling out. And you know what? Fine, that
I got it.
given everything else we've seen. My only question is, who the hell is
That
driving
fucking
right now?
boy.
I have to take this ladder all the way to the garage.
In neutral, because it looks to me like that's not the case. Also, we've
The
heard
fuck?
that before on this channel.
All the way to the garage,
To you
boy.
all. It didn't turn
That's
out
your brother.
right, but Sky seems to think that she's got this one in the bag. And with renewed confidence in both herself and her driving abilities, she follows his GPS to the rundown old Pizza Hut that
Keep
Morris
swimming,
secured for the
just keep
operation.
swimming, just
Once
keep
inside,
swimming.
he explained he's going to inject her in the
Get the fuck
jugular
out
with a
back.
syringe full of garbage that's supposed to stop her heart. Then, after 8 minutes, which he has somehow deemed long enough to remove the demon, he'll inject her in the heart with adrenaline and begin CPR. Now, as for why they're in a Pizza Hut freezer, Morris says it's to prevent necrosis from causing brain damage. But if you ask me, I think it's because of what he said about the freezer door locking automatically. This dude's about to give you a lethal injection and then lock you inside an abandoned building. This was a trap. You are now screwed. Get rotated. And sure enough, Nurse Colin conveniently remembers that he needs to go grab something from outside, at which point things start getting freakier by the second. Oh, and would you look at that? Right as Sky's about to escape from the evil version of herself, the freezer door slams shut right in her face. Did I call it? Did I call it or what? Not to worry though, because just as Sky established back on the road, she is the one in control right now. I mean, isn't it obvious? And so, as our hero stares down the grotesque embodiment of her unresolved trauma, she picks up the syringe full of garbage and prepares to administer. However, just before she can press the plunger and end this nightmare once and for all, the demon politely informs her that literally none of this is actually real. That's right. At some point, Sky dropped into autopilot and never woke up. Which brings us to the stage at her first stop on the tour. Amidst the legions of fans eagerly awaiting the show, we see Sky's mom totally unharmed. But most importantly, we see Sky's evil twin staring back at her with a familiar smile. And you know what that means. Guess there won't be an encore. And with that, the smiling demon claims yet another life. all while potentially infecting thousands of other people in the process. So, in the end, Skye didn't make it out alive, and it's difficult to say definitively whether any of our strategies could have changed that. Probably not. After all, she might have been able to trace the chain back to the survivor after meeting Morris, but by then she was pretty far gone. And who can say whether she wasn't already under the demon's complete control? Let's explore whether it's even possible to get rid of this thing for good under even the most ideal conditions. We know the demon can be passed on to another person if they witness a traumatic death. More specifically, the host's, or that of a sacrificial third party. Now, according to Morris, who had exactly zero evidence to support this conjecture, we're basically dealing with some kind of parasite, meaning that if the host is killed before it can spread, the demon dies with them. So, how do we confirm this? Well, let's say you were infected, but you had access to a controlled environment and an unlimited amount of willing human test subjects. Now, you could try passing it on to subject 1 by sacrificing someone else, and then leaving said subject to suffocate in an impenetrable vault of some kind. This way, you wouldn't be witnessing the subject 1's death, so you wouldn't necessarily get some kind of tag-back effect in which the trauma of their demise passes it back to you. Problem is, how could we be sure that it's really gone? I mean, for all we know, it will simply revert back to the
still awake, Porge?
person who had it. And if that's you, you might
I'm
never find
still
out
awake.
about it until it's too late. Sure, no one has
I know, my
supposedly
mom drove me
lasted
nuts.
longer than 7 days after being infected. But the way the demon plays with your mind, it could probably make 7 days
Gotta
feel
love
like
her.
7 years. So, okay, we need to create some kind of buffer between ourselves and the last known
This is
infected.
true.
To that end, we'll use a sacrifice to pass it on to Subject 1. Subject 1 will then be instructed to pass it on to Subject 2 using another sacrifice. And then Subject 2 will pass it on to Subject 3 the exact same way. At this point, Subject 3 will be placed in the vault, whereas Subject 2 will be placed in a properly ventilated room with food and water and another volunteer. During this time, we will have someone else monitor Subject 2's vitals remotely for no fewer than 8 days. This is because Subject 3 will check out sometime on day 1. So, if after 7 more days, Subject 2 is still alive, then we can reasonably conclude that the demon does not travel backwards. On the other hand, if Subject 2 punches out in front of the volunteer, we know that it does, at which time we will release Subject 1 back into civilization while we off to the middle of nowhere. Here's another problem though. Even if we determine that the demon cannot travel backwards up the chain, how would we know that it didn't just jump into a random traumatized person somewhere else in the world? It's not like we can monitor the entire planet. I mean, maybe we wind up hearing about another chain popping up somewhere else, but otherwise, it'd be impossible to rule this out completely. Alright, maybe that's a stretch, but the simple fact is, we currently don't have enough information about the demon or what it's capable of to know how to kill it. What's more, even if Morris is correct, I don't think the demon would allow its host to create a situation where that could happen. Just think about it. It's inside your mind. It knows what you're gonna do as soon as you do. This means that if the host decides to demonetize himself because the hallucinations are too intense, the demon will intervene and stop him, just like it would stop somebody who was planning to pass it on to someone else and then take that person out. And just like it stopped Skye from letting Morris put her under. Just about the only way I could see something like this working, assuming it's possible at all, is by a complete and total accident, like a building collapse. Or if somebody like Morris took the host out without ever making contact with them in the first place. And even then, depending on how he went about it, who's to say the demon wouldn't just jump into him? After all, he would be a witness to their traumatic death. Whatever the case, there's just too many unknowns and unknown unknowns for anyone to say that they've got this whole thing figured out. And for that reason, I think Smile 2 remains unbeaten. Moral of the story, Nerd Explains does not condone any of the actions portrayed or discussed in this video. All characters and events described are complete works of fiction, and any resemblance to real persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Oh, also, if you're rich, hire a lackey.
Bouncy.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and for today's bonus holiday episode, we're looking at Thanksgiving, released in 2023. Thanksgiving is a slasher in the style of Scream and its imitators, which is great. So many horror movies are 80s throwbacks, while this one is firmly 90s pastiche, with heavy parts Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, the old scary movie formula. It was made by Eli Roth, whose work like Cabin Fever and Hostel are graphic and sometimes considered torture porn. Thanksgiving still has plenty of gore, but not the same nasty tone. It's way more accessible, which may have come naturally after Roth's House with a Clock in Its Walls, a PG-rated fantasy comedy. Thanksgiving began life in 2007 as part of Grindhouse, a throwback double feature with Planet Terror by Robert Rodriguez and Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino. Between the two films, several fake trailers played, made by their filmmaker friends, including Rob Zombie and Edgar Wright. One of the most notable was Thanksgiving, a holiday-themed slasher by Eli Roth. As a Massachusetts native, Roth had always wanted to see a slasher themed around the historical holiday. What, dude? You don't count Blood Rage? Not very Todd of you.
I'm Todd.
With the Grindhouse trailer, he was able to make his own, which was rude and X-rated, featuring a killer pilgrim and a whole lot of TNA. Plans for a feature-length adaptation started way back in 2010, and 13 years later, it finally happened. The screenplay was co-written by Jeff Rendell, who also wrote and played the Killer Pilgrim in the original trailer. Roth and Rendell go all the way back to kindergarten, and even made short films together as kids. Thanksgiving is the third Grindhouse trailer to become a feature after Rodriguez's Machete series and Jason Eisner's Hobo with a Shotgun. Those movies are pure Grindhouse, though, full of film grain and sleaze. Thanksgiving is way more polished, and even feels YA sometimes, just with a lot of gore. It's Riverdale with decapitations, and that's not meant to be disparaging. It works. It follows a group of teens targeted by a festive murderer 1 year after a tragedy in their town of Plymouth, Massachusetts, not Michigan. Sorry, Wildcats. It's well-paced and wonderfully Thanksgiving themed, even if it never really feels autumnal. The whodunit mystery is played well, with lots of scenes that cast aspersions on the myriad characters. And boy, are there a ton of characters. Kind of too many characters, maybe. I lose track of some of the ones on the edges. Looking at you, Addison Rae's character, who doesn't do anything. Slasher fans couldn't ask for a better tribute to the subgenre. And even if the Grindhouse parts have been ground down, I promise these kills will still make you sick. They're sick kills. So let's get to them.
Hey, James, sorry to interrupt you. I know you're still filming and all, and you're not able to partake in this easy company Thanksgiving food, so figured I'd bring you some on set.
Thanks, Soren. I know this is taking a little while, but I appreciate it.
First, you had to
You're already a great dad, dude.
Hey! Tell me what you're thankful for, no food!
Okay. I guess I'm thankful for today's partner, Oslo. With how busy Chelsea and I are, getting the best sleep possible is important. And Oslo's sleep buds have been a game changer for that. They're earbuds specifically designed to wear while you sleep, with swappable silicone wingtips to find the perfect fit for each ear type, and a design that rests comfortably in the ear, so there's no risk of knocking them out overnight, even for side sleepers. And what do they actually do, you ask?
I did not ask that.
Well, they're designed to tune out sleep-disrupting sounds like busy city streets, noisy neighbors, or loud partners, and tune in whatever soothing audio suits you, including science-backed sleep sounds installed directly on the buds, but also whatever you want to stream, be it podcasts, music, or even the soothing sound of a kill count. And with biometric sensors, the earbuds can keep track of when you actually fall asleep, that's fine, allowing them to shift from what you're streaming to more ambient disruption blocking sounds all in the round. Okay, can I have my food now, please? Thank you.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Here, take that. You did not have to go through all of that. There's a very simple answer. Hey guys, guess he's not thankful for the team.
There I am. Anyway, you can be thankful for the best sleep of your life too by scanning the QR code, clicking the link in the description, or using code DEADMEAT for $10 off your pair of Oslo Sleep Buds. Will this killer pilgrim settle a score as well as he can settle a colony? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins on Thanksgiving, Plymouth Rock POV. This opening house shot with on-screen text was meant to evoke classic slashers like The Town That Dreaded Sundown, Prom Night, The Prowler, and Halloween. This ain't no Michael Myflower. It's Sheriff Eric Newland here for Thanksgiving dinner with his friends Mitch and Amanda Collins. You know, I forget, is Eric single or not?
I couldn't eat it by myself, it'd just be too depressing. For a single guy, I know my way around here.
I have a feeling you're not going to be single for long.
Oh, yeah, I guess he is. But not for long. I mean, probably not. He's been dreaming. In fact, people's sexiest man of the year when this came out. Patrick Dempsey, who was last seen on the kill count in Scream 3 as future Sydney hubby Detective Mark Kincaid.
When is she?
Mitch can't stay for dinner since he's the manager at Right Mart, local superstore gearing up for its Black Friday sale.
The store shouldn't even be open. It's Thanksgiving.
Words of wisdom from actress Lynn Griffin, who played rocking chair Claire in the OG Black Christmas. Elsewhere in town, Right Mart's owner Thomas Wright settles in for his own Thanksgiving dinner. Don't let the editing confuse you. There are, in fact, two separate dinners going on here. You can tell by the decor. Wright's is in his fancy house that's already being taken over by his new wife Kathleen.
Don't you mean our house?
In the middle of our street? Thomas's daughter Jessica still mourns the death of her birth mother. Thinks this wicked stepmother sucks. In fact, it was Kathleen's idea to open Right Mart early for Black Friday. It'll be more money, 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 money. Thanks to this aggro mom with the meat to consume.
Store opens in 10 minutes. You'll get your waffle iron.
3 waffle irons? Yeah, of course that's gonna ego them on. Now they're quoting Eli Roth's lines from Inglourious Bastards.
2 hits, I hit you hit the ground.
Jessica's only relief is her pitcher boyfriend Bobby, a hotshot hometown hero. He's the golden boy with the wicked arm. They ditch the stuffy turkey stuffers to their couch combos and hop in a car to hang out with their friends, who are just absolute assholes. The main group's friendship is important for the film to work. Roth had them all hang out a bunch prior to filming, so it feel real. As for their dialogue, Roth ran his script by actual teenagers and had them help him make it realistic. The kids pull into Right Mart since Hothead Evan lost his phone for all the jocks from the rival town handle. Jessica's dad owns the place, and her douchey friends act like it. Jess doesn't like doing this, but she lets her friends in through an employee entrance. It pisses off the cranky customers in line, including Lonnie, one of the Hanover kids who fought with Evan.
Fuck you! Stop my car!
Wait, this is number 6 this season. Eric and Amanda show up to bring Mitch some Turkey Day leftovers. Amanda's played by Gina Gershon, who recently appeared in Roth's Borderlands movie, while Mitch's actor Ty Olsson was previously seen in AVP Requiem. Seen might be too strong a word there. The two men go outside to try and get things under control since this place is way understaffed for a crowd this size. Doesn't help that Jessica's friends are showing off from the inside. Come on, that's poor sportsmanship. This opening introduces too many people too fast for me. I have a hard time knowing who everyone is right away. But it does do a great job shifting the tone from laid back and fun to scary and serious as the threat of a riot becomes real. With a stolen megaphone, Lonnie says the store is open for business, causing the crowd to reach its boiling point and surge forward. Security guard Manny abandons his post as the crowd gobbles itself against the glass. Remaining guard Doug has the keys, and everyone inside tells him to reverse Hodor.
Open the door!
He's unable to before the glass breaks. The angry mob tramples him underfoot as pure chaos breaks out. One customer cuts his neck on the broken glass, but still makes his way to a waffle maker. Nice perseverance, dude. But he collapses dead right afterward, and his buttermilk fingers loses the prize to another unscrupulous shopper. Bobby tries to help security guard Doug from getting killed, only to get his golden arm stepped on and broken by the crowd. Evan puts his new phone to use, filming the whole thing, especially his boy Scuba knocking shoppers away and protecting his Russian girlfriend Yulia. Amanda is knocked to the floor, and as she tries to crawl away, she's caught in the crossfire of a shopping cart kerfuffle. The dueling shoppers don't even notice as her hair is bound by the wheels and she's eventually scalped. Oh my freaking god, that was disgusting and horrific, especially for her husband Mitch, who finds her body. Sheriff Newland finally gets through and surveys the scene, revealing security guard Doug has died from his injuries. The sheriff attempts to gain control by firing his gun at a title card. Oh, I think he hit it. Look at all that blood. When it came time to figuring out a plot for his Thanksgiving slasher, Roth was inspired by videos of shoppers on Black Friday.
Everyone says they're so thankful and I just need my family, my friends, my health, and then they go and try and kill each other for flat screen TV.
This memorable riot sequence was shot across 4 days, including 2 nights outside during what Roth said was the coldest shoot he's ever done. 600 extras crowded the outside scenes, while 200 were used inside the store. There's no CG either. Everything was done practically, with the extras all choreographed to fight and smash things. 1 year later, Plymouth is still reeling from the Right Mart disaster. It's been kept alive partly thanks to Evan's viral video, which is hilariously douchey. The Wright family escaped scot-free, with Thomas rehabbing his rep by cutting ribbons and big checks. You know people love a big check. In fact, Wright Mart's having another Black Friday sale on Thanksgiving. They're like that Goofy meme. They'll fucking do it again. Mitch ain't pleased about that.
Thomas Wright, you and your entire family have blood on your hands.
Jessica still hangs out with her shitbird friends, but she hasn't seen Bobby since the accident. He disappeared after his broken arm ended his career as a pitcher and stock footage model. She's supposed to help her dad film a Right Mart commercial, but the shoot gets canceled when they find their location vandalized. It's the historical house of Plymouth's first governor, John Carver. Vandals even stole an antique axe. And if that wasn't ominous enough, Jess and her friends are getting tagged in festive Instagram posts by an account going as the John Carver. Despite his slasher-tastic name, John Carver was the real-life first governor of Plymouth. Roth & Co. just had to turn his portrait into a creepy novelty mask.
What kid wouldn't want to wear that, right?
The one who doesn't want to look like Jesus with the devil's facial hair? One of those masks is left at a diner for waitress Lizzie to find. She was at the Right Mart riot. There's no denying it. They got her! They got her on camera! She on candid camera now! She was also one of the shopping cart clashers, tearing out a clump of Amanda's scalp. That showgirl scalping river dams her to a visit from an unpleasant pilgrim. John the Killer Carver attacks her and dunks her head in dirty dishwater. Feels like a combo of kills from Jason Goes to Hell, and of course, the goat kill itself from Jason X. Carver sticks her wet face onto a freezer door like this was a Christmas story. Come on, dude, wrong holiday. She manages to painfully peel herself free, but the freezer burn facial leaves her unable to unlock her phone. The killer seemingly vanishes, so she grabs her purse and tries to leave. She can't find her keys though, since John is driving her Carver tonight. Lizzie tries to hide by dumpster diving, but John slams the lid on her, chopping her in half in a good kill that's very stringy. Gross. Also, how sharp is that dumpster lid? I can't tell if it had digital touch-ups, but this kill was filmed practically. You can see the strings they used to keep the legs up in the air in the BTS. It's great. Lizzie's pants half is found the next day hanging out on the store sign. She's a star. She's on a star. Jess and her friends are tagged in a photo of the crime scene, making her realize the whole account is one big Thanksgiving threat.
These seats are for us. Our names are at the table.
The kids are called to the police station by Sheriff Newland, who thinks Lizzie was targeted for her participation in the Right Mart riot. He recruits Jess to help him identify more potential victims, since security footage from that night has mysteriously disappeared. Jess leaves and runs into Bobby, who's back in town to work for his uncle and maybe kill people. Who knows? He apologizes for vanishing after the accident, but their rekindling gets interrupted by Jess's new boyfriend, Ryan. In contrast to working class Bobby, Ryan is a clean-cut rich kid, rich enough to buy his way into her friend group with 50-yard line seats at a Pats game. Damn. He was seen in the opening as a kind of pushy guy nursing a crush on Jess. Looks like he won her over in Bobby's absence. Sucks for you, dude. Meanwhile, John Carver is targeting his next victim, scaredy cat security guard Manny. True to his nature, he's planning on skipping town, but his escape plan is hampered when his passport goes missing. Here, have a mask instead. Manny somehow takes an electric Carver to the gut. Not sure where that came from. Under the table, maybe? Then he's strangled with a wire by the Carvemeister until it cuts through skin and bone and he's decapitated. The killer earns some brownie points with a lot of the audience by feeding Manny's good kitty before they leave. Manny's head is staged alongside Lizzie's top half for another Instagram threat. It ushers Jess to break into her dad's office and get the backup security footage from last year. Turns out stepmother Kathleen had deleted it from the store server to avoid Right Mart getting bad press. Jess prints photos of the people who were there and on her way out runs into her dad. Thomas gives a surprisingly sincere apology for his recent behavior.
So when I met Kathleen, I felt alive again. I was willing to just overlook all flaws, and it might have been at your expense.
You could start to see this realization come to him in an earlier conversation with Jess. All the credit in the world to actor Rick Hoffman, who's able to take an outwardly sleazy character and play him like he has a heart somewhere deep down inside. We last saw Hoffman on the channel in Roth's Hostel. Bobby joins Jess to meet with Sheriff Newland and help identify several Right Mart rioters, including Lonnie and his cheerleader girlfriend Amy. She also points out her boyfriend Ryan met with security guard Doug, despite his earlier claim that he didn't know anyone at the store.
Be careful who you trust. Both of you.
Over in Hanover, Blondie's putting his jocks through their paces. He's pulled away by Amy for some horny high school shenanigans in the form of a trampoline striptease. While Amy gets bare butt and bouncy, Blondie gets a bone-breaking spinal adjustment. Now, come on, Lonnie, you're missing the show! Amy's unaware until Carver pokes some holes in her routine and then her body. It's a painful and memorable attack that makes this trampoline only slightly more dangerous than usual. Addison Rae has a background in gymnastics and wound up being the stunt double for Amy in this scene. They even left some frames in the film where it's identifiably her. The sequence is ripped straight out of the Grindhouse trailer, although the original was a lot more Girls Gone Wild and, painful. I'm honestly shocked by Roth's restraint here. This butt's the only nudity in the whole movie. Remember Hostel? Roth actually filmed the Thanksgiving trailer in Prague right after finishing Hostel 2. He shot it in 2 days for $100,000 and used a lot of the movie's cast and crew members, including the special effects team. The murders get the upcoming football game canceled, but they can't cancel Thanksgiving spirit.
Blunderbuss!
McCarty there gets by selling unlicensed guns and hosting parties for underage high schoolers to get shwasted. He's a pretty good marketer.
You guys should come. It's the only place in town you won't get killed.
When it comes to his old-fashioned firearms, Jess is familiar.
First commercial my dad made me do. Took it so seriously, he insisted I learn how to pack it, made me do it over and over again.
Huh, wonder if that'll come in handy later. Jessica waits to leave with her friends, but Evan and, what is it again? Abby? Gabby? They get sidetracked in the empty high school hallways.
That's weird.
Jess goes inside to look for them, only to find the business end of John's turkey carver. He chases her into the school's hairstyling classroom? Damn, this place is bougie as hell. But she hides among the wig heads and manages to escape after blinding him with a can of hairspray. She's saved by the cops outside, and the teens regroup so they can start throwing accusations at each other. I love Ryan pushing Bobby's coat off of Jess's back. He's such a little weasel, I love it. Bobby confronts Ryan about his Right Mart lies, but he reveals he was just hitting up Doug for drugs. Doug for drugs.
Yes, Adderall. That is what smart kids do, so we can get into Ivy League schools and guys like you can tow our Porsches.
These two have been sniping at each other the whole movie, like when Ryan was shopping at the Pilgrim Fashion District downtown. They'll get you saying, gosh darn, I look good. Kinda hard to look tough in those threads though.
You know, if you weren't leaving in a few days, I would knock your teeth out.
Sir, there is a buckle on your hat. At this point, Jess thinks both these guys can fuck off, so she pairs with Scuba to go on the offensive. And yeah, dude's name is Scuba. They explain it.
Why do they call you Scuba?
My last name's Darby.
What's your first name?
Claude.
Yeah. Scuba's better.
Just makes me think of Venture Brothers.
Say scuba.
Scuba.
Scuba. It sounds funny. Scuba.
Scuba. Yeah, it does.
They head to a house party being thrown by McCarty, the McCarty party, naturally. His babyface bouncer Jacob's been putting out flyers for it all over town, like a little party page boy. McCarty provides Scuba with some firepower, free of charge, since it seems like he actually kinda cares about these kids.
Be careful out there, huh? Keep yourself alive long enough to return that thing.
I like how this movie gives depth to characters who would normally be scummy slasher fodder. McCarty is based on flyers for it all over town, like a little party page boy. McCarty provides Scuba with some firepower, free of charge, since it seems like he actually kinda cares about these kids.
Be careful out there, huh? Keep yourself alive long enough to return that thing.
I like how this movie gives depth to characters who would normally be scummy slasher fodder. McCarty is based on effects artist Mike McCarty, a friend of Rendell and Roth's, who also had a brief appearance in the OG trailer. The real McCarty has worked on everything from Leprechaun 3 to Transformers. Jess and Scuba FaceTime Scuba's girlfriend Yulia, who's trying to put in her contacts, which for some of you will be harder to watch than any of the gore. This shit is visual and nerve-wracking. Call it reverse ASMR. She's packing a bag to skip town because her scary Russian dad wants to hide out in Florida until all this murder stuff blows over. They have a cop there to keep them safe and eat their leftover corn on the cob, but he's quickly dispatched by John Carver. Yulia's dad is taken out as well, but they don't go on the count since this gun only shoots darts. They got the dart monkey on their back. Yulia's treatment is more painful and punny since the pilgrim cops her ears like they were corn. Her hearing and balance go out the window as she tries to scream crawl away. The cob clobbering is seen by Jess and Scuba through their phone, so they race over to rescue her. They They get there to find Yulia held at knife point in a renovated section of the house. Carver shows off Gabby and Evan, who are being held hostage in another location, then activates a table saw and tosses Yulia on top of it. It slices off digits and leaves viscera behind. By the time Scuba Diver rescues her, her stuffing's on the outside.
What do I do, Jess? Jess, what do I do?
Not much you can do, dude. Just sit there and be traumatized, I guess. The latest murder finally convinces Thomas to close Right Mart on Thanksgiving. With Gabby and Evan still missing and a target on their backs, Jessica says she's tired of hiding. She suggests setting a trap at the Thanksgiving Day parade with Scuba and the Wright family on the Right Mart float. They'll bait Carver into attacking them at the end of the route, where the cops will be waiting. And just in case anything goes wrong, McCarty gives her a good luck charm.
Oh, it's my dad's ring from Iraq. He said it kept him alive.
More nice guy points for McCarty. Who'd have thought? That still makes a living getting kids drunk, though. The parade kicks off as planned. The whole town is there, including the Plymouth Circus and the Booze for Kids float. Brought to you by Booze for Kids. One problem with this plan, though, is that everyone and their mother is dressed like John Carver. It's like I Know What You Did Last Summer villain here. The Johns Carver do eventually attack, but turns out they're just Mitch and a band of Right Mart protesters. The real danger is the scary-ass clown, who chops off the head of the parade's Thanksgiving mascot in another kill lifted directly from the trailer. Same costume, same camera angle, and everything. And this wasn't a random victim either. Earlier, Jess pointed out the performer as one of the Right Mart rioters.
Lionel. He goes to our school. He's always the turkey in the parade.
He was also part of the cart battle that ultimately killed Amanda. If you did want a completely random victim, though, we got you covered. During the chaos, the Right Mart Mayflower sails free, and its bowsprit goes straight through the poor driver's head. Oh my god! Oh, with his blood sprayed all over his granddaughters? Oh, fuck! Production designer Peter Mahecha came up with this kill, which was the most expensive in the movie. Maybe because, judging by these outtakes, it kept going wrong and they had to keep doing it over and over again. Wow, that's a lot of messed up faces. Wright family and friends are evacuated, but the killer sedates their police escort and puts them all to sleep with a healthy dose of tryptophan. It'll get ya! Sometime later, Kathleen wakes up in a basement to the sound of food prep, and looks like MILFs on the menu. She plays possum while Carver butters and bastes her, getting her golden for that Tarantino shot. Even seasons her. Damn, with a sea salt grinder? I'm telling you, man, bougie as hell. John Carver leaves to preheat the oven, getting his mask extra toasty like the best kind of Cheez-It. It gives Kathleen a chance to get away and hide. Alani jump scare nearly gives her away, but she successfully manages to escape upstairs. While looking for a way out, she inadvertently discovers Amy in the fridge. Oh shit, and she's still alive! I didn't forget a kill graphic earlier, so delete that comment you left. Kathleen tries to ambush Carver, but he's got wall hacks. He's fixing to pitch a fit here and spear chucks a pitchfork into her back. Say that 3 times fast. He drags her back inside and pops her in the oven, taking the time to stick her with a thermometer. It's honestly horrific, this claustrophobic culinary kill as Kathleen is cooked to crispy completion. Crazy crap to put on the count. Kathleen is played by Karen Cleach, last seen on the kill count spinning around the shotgun carousel in Saw 6. This extended chase scene is my favorite in the movie, largely because of her acting and action. After that whole public parade attack thing, the cops catch a break when John Carver goes live on IG with the Thanksgiving mukbang stream. Sheriff Newland takes a team to the live stream's coordinates, which leads them into the Saw tunnels. Seriously, they're about to pass Danny Glover and wind up in the shit room, and you never want to wind up in the shit room. And this shit is Saw in more than one way, since the SWAT team finds a twist in the form of a remote live stream of a phone pointing at another monitor. It sees our protagonists at the mercy of John Carver as he walks in looking like an MC at a bar mitzvah. He starts talking for the first time with a ghost face-like voice changer.
Gather round the table, everyone. Dinner is served.
And boy is it! Dear Lord. Remember in the intro when I said this movie felt like Roth being more mainstream? Yeah, maybe not. This body and head reveal is based on the original trailer's infamous roasted grandma. It's a kill that previously made its way to Halloween Horror Nights. The fate was foreshadowed earlier for Kathleen.
I only hope I can make it half as good as hers, though.
Oh, I'm sure you'll make an excellent dinner, Kathleen.
Carver pairs his meal with a fresh glass of cheerleader, which I think finally puts Amy on the count. Girl's been on her deathbed for days at this point. Her graphic was getting cold. With the side dishes out of the way, Carver moves on to the entrees. First up is Evan, whose viral video was the inspiration for Carver's current live stream. I wonder how many bits he's getting. He grabs a meat hammer for the meathead and gets ready to wreck this Ralph.
You're going to break the internet.
Evan's brains are splattered all over the place, dear God, as Carver makes more puns.
To go viral, you really need to hit people over the head.
It covers the table in the red stuff. and you know what I mean by that.
It's not cranberry sauce.
Gotta love a good dummy head drumming. Most of the movie's practical effects were made by Adrian Moreau and his wife and co-worker Kathy C. We've seen their work on the channel a lot. In fact, their effects were nominated for 2 different films at last year's Horror Awards. A lot of their work here involved making realistic fake heads, which they achieved using digital scans of the actors. The cast was pumped to see their dummy selves get killed.
I'm wicked stoked! This is all my dreams come true.
While Carver monologues, Jess discovers McCarty's ring is a pretty sharp accessory. She cuts herself free and gives it to Scuba, while Carver lives up to his name. He prepares to force feed a leg of Kathleen to Thomas, but Scuba intervenes, thank fucking Christ. The two run to get help and discover they've been inside ye olde Carver house this whole time. Scuba squares up to give Jess a chance to escape, but is quickly taken down by an axe swipe. Carver chases Jessica through the forest, where she rolls her ankle, leaving her running around looking like Ellie Sattler. She manages to hop the fence in time to get away, and then, I don't know, we fade to black. After that, Jess emerges from the forest at the Parade Float warehouse. She finds Sheriff Newland on the ground with a bleedy head and sees his attacker fleeing inside. Jess arms herself and goes after the figure, who's revealed to be Bobby, all decked out in pilgrim black. Newland suddenly reappears and tags back in, so Jess goes to wait outside. She overhears an off-screen gunfight. Newland says he kinda shot Bobby, maybe, but then he got away, I guess? Yeah, whatevs. Plymouth PD shows up to lock the place down. Jessica's friends and family are rescued off-screen, evidence is bagged up, and Sheriff Newland thanks her for her service.
Couldn't have done this without you.
It's all wrapped up nice and neat, if a little abruptly and mostly off-screen. Turns out it was too neat though, since Jess notices Newland's shoes have picked up the same foliage she has from her chase. Wait, that's the smoking gun? Okay, sure. A series of flashbacks confirms Newland was the killer. Jess tries to downplay the revelation, but the disenchanted look on her face lets Newland know he's caught.
It's like fumbling on the 1-yard line.
He's been using Jessica to help him make a list of victims. As she points out Right Mart shoppers, he takes them out to avenge the death of Amanda. Turns out the two of them were having an affair. She was even about to leave Mitch since she was carrying Newland's unborn child?
You took my family from me.
Damn, so there was no world where Mitch got a happy ending, huh? That whole thing with Bobby Jess walked in on was a setup.
I had him drugged, dressed up, ready to be shot. But when I opened the trunk, he popped me with a tie iron.
As he prepares to tie up loose ends, Jessica reveals she's taken a page out of his book and has been live streaming his confession from Bobby's phone. That means it's on the internet. That means it's there forever. You know, I bet she got a lot of bits for that one. Newland says fuck it and tries to kill her anyway, but he's stopped by a hammer throw from Bobby. PT doing wonders. Newland chases after them, quoting lines from the Grindhouse trailer.
Sorry, Jessica! This year, there will be no leftovers!
Yeah, except like her dad, McCarty, Scuba, that other, Gabby. There's tons of leftovers. On their way out, she turns on some gas, which starts to inflate a big old turkey balloon. They make it to Bobby's truck, but Newland uses a float to Plymouth Rock their shit. Jess manages to hold off the killer sheriff while Bobby readjusts, but Newland ties the truck to a steel beam. He comes after the teens with an axe to grind, but that's when Jess's history with a blunderbuss finally gets to shine. Wonder if she misses one-shot kills. She preps the powder and loads it with her mother's charm bracelet, then aims it at the big gassy bird.
Hey, Sheriff, you were right. No leftovers.
She pops the balloon in a fiery explosion that engulfs Sheriff Newland and sets them free. Wait, steel beams don't melt at that temperature. Outside, Jessica reunites with her friends and also McCarty. Unfortunately, there's no sign of Newland's body inside. He might be that firefighter? Who knows? Just leave it for the sequel. The movie ends in true I Know What You Did Last Summer style, as Jess has a nightmare of a fretified Newland dragging her into the closet. How many helpings of homicide were served up at this Thanksgiving harvest? Let's find out and get to the number.
Hey, everybody! Black Friday sale